So here's an update on troops disobeying Trump's illegal orders. Here's the deal. Before I go any further, I'm Monroe. I worked on Kamala Harris's campaign, and I have 30 years marketing branding experience on this channel. I take you from chaos to clarity. And thank God I'm able to do that because of my clarity group, which you should join. It is mind-blowing. You will love it. Take a look at it. It's on sale for a third of the price. Click the link in my profile, or for that matter, click the link in my description of my video. So let's go. Here's the deal. Basically, what we're beginning to see is troops who are saying, hey, we're not going to do that. Here in Illinois, we had the National Guard said, sir, we're not going to do that. We're not going to go up to Chicago. And because of that, he sent, unfortunately, Texas National Guard up here in Chicago, where I'm at. And I don't know what the plan is. Some say it's to do the Insurrection Act. But the problem is if he does this Insurrection Act, he's going to lose his job. He's going to get kicked out of office. That is a play he does not want to do. I kind of do want him to play that, given what I just said. But thing is that I think he's too much of a coward to even try it. Because the reality is, and everybody knows it, that there's no reason to do that. There's no reason to send troops into Chicago. There's nothing going on. You know, I would say it like this, other than protests, and people who are protesting peacefully. Even the gangsters have gotten smart, though we tried to chill them out a little bit because they're putting hits out on ICE. And it's like, no, don't do that, because that makes it worse. Let's just de-escalate and pull it down. What I want you to understand is that these are psyops. Psyops mean that they are psychologically manipulating and terrorizing you. But that's the bad news. The good news is they're so stupid, they're not doing it the right way. They're not doing it the right way. It takes time to really put these pieces in place. And they're doing it too quick. Inside of 37 weeks, 10 months, they've done this. We got another 41 months. We got another 170 weeks. And I'll tell you this, at the rate we're going, we're winning. We're showing up. We're beating their ass. And I'm trying to tell people, just calm down, then calm down. Don't freak out over this. Let's take this slowly and smoothly as we go through this. Chicago, LA, Portland, Memphis, DC, all of these places, we're going to take this one moment at a time. There's a structure to this to beat him down. Ironically, it goes like this. And that seems like Stations of the Cross, right? No, I'm not talking about that. At one end, there's the politics where all Congress has to do is hold that shutdown down. That's all they got to do. Schumer and Jeffries need to hold the line. Here's the other part of that that's at the top. It's the 23 governors and attorney generals who've been fighting. Whether it was Pritzker here in Illinois, Newsom out west, or Hochul out east, or anywhere in between. And they've been fighting for the last 37 weeks. I'm telling you, we do have people on our side. There's also this element here, activism. Activism is from organizations like ACLU, NAACP, from indivisible.org. There's a whole ton of activism that is happening on our side, that's happening to our advantage, both in the courts and as well in the streets. Now, speaking of the streets, yeah, you got the gangs and the street organizations making peace so they can, take on ICE. But here's the other thing that's totally legal, not illegal, but legal, and that is that the street nonprofit organizations have been supportive to do whatever they can to throw off ICE. Then there's the marketing branding of this. The branding is no kings. The marketing of this is what we need the most. That's where you really come in. I know everybody's told you to contact your Congress and everybody's told you to contact all these people, but let me tell you the simplest instruction. Start spreading videos like this in every one of my videos, and share the videos of the people on the left who are giving context and assessment. We got 3 issues on the left called ACDs. ACDs, that stands for alarmists, okay? Conspiracy, and doomsday people. Stop listening to those people and stop spreading their word. Oh, the government is going down, it's the end of the world. That's not helping. Stop that stupid shit. All you got to do and start spreading the words of the people who are just telling you what it means of the breaking news. And that's what I decode in my clarity group. That's why I keep telling everybody, get in my clarity group. There are hundreds of people across the nation and the world. It's a positive group. It's focused on how do we develop three things? How do we do three things? One, how do we decode the data, the drama that's going on every day? I'm doing recaps talking about here's what you saw, here's what it means. I'm also talking about the stuff on YouTube they don't let me put on YouTube, like the election in 2024, like the 8 different investigations that are happening off the record. Here's the other thing. I'm doing lives, several lives a week. And the biggest thing I want you to understand out of this is that most people don't grasp the severity of what's happening. What we're dealing with is psychological terrorism, and you need somebody who's going to help you decode that. That's one, decoding the drama. 2, understanding the real data and what works and what are the sources. And I'm creating a database on the back end of the Clarity Group. And then there's 3. There is developing yourself. Here's the thing. What motivational, spiritual, loving things, whatever it works, what are you putting into your life every day? Because if you're looking at this Trump shit, something's wrong. Something's wrong. Something's wrong in here. The reason I'm calm, the reason I'm always showing up present, because I build me before I build anything outside that door. And it's great that you're supporting the movement. But the biggest thing you can do, especially this goes to the 40 plus crowd. If you, this ain't 1960s, 70s, and 80s. We got the internet and the power of that. And the most powerful thing I can tell you is what I said earlier. And that is spread videos. Spread the truth. Connect with context. Spread my videos. Spread your videos if you haven't. But that is powerful because you reach hundreds of thousands, sometimes even millions. Here's the other thing I want you to understand that's so important to grasp onto is that at the end of the day, Trump, whether he's here or not, we're still going to go on. I think Elon Musk said one of the most gangster things ever. He was right, though. He said, listen, Trump's only here for 3 years. I'm here for 30. How long are you going to be here? Are you going to be here longer than 3 years? Well, I hope you'll be here longer than 3 years. Let's not think short term. Let's think long term. Let's use this time, this 170 weeks, these 41 months to build ourselves. What are you doing to do that? What are you thinking? Here's the foolish part, trying to do it yourself. Right now, I got a deal right now. It's supposed to be $60 a month. It's supposed to be $297 for the year, but it's a fraction of that cost right now. If you can catch the deal, click the link in the description. Click the link in my on the homepage of my video, the Clarity Group. I also have a Moneymaker group, which is designed, and they're on sale. And that the whole idea is, how do you make a bag? How do you get up in the door and use a camera like this, whether it be a phone or whether it be a laptop? How do you turn that into some money? How do you turn that around? The whole idea is we need to pull together and do for you and I. That's what it really comes down to, everybody. That's the real deal. In other words, you have to deal with you before in your kitchen table before you go out into them streets talking about what you're going to do for government. Now, it's great you're doing something for government, but remember, you're committing, some of you are making a mistake. You're committing 100% to the 1%. And you need to commit 100% to yourself. The whole idea is that democracy is only going to do so much. You can only control so much, which you don't control almost any of democracy. You can control yourself. And yourself, you get the greatest results. Invest more into you than you do in democracy, because democracy is great. You can do some time with that, but invest more into you. And that's what I'm teaching on a regular basis in the Clarity Group. Because the reality is, let's have a moment of clarity here. The reality is we can talk all day long about, what Trump is doing and how horrible Trump is. But if your focus is always on Trump and almost never on you, is that Trump's fault or is that yours? this mic was here, I'd be dropping it. No, for real. Do you? See, fuck Trump, do you? Fuck the Democrats, do you? Democracy has a way of handling itself. How do we know? Because for the last 3,000 years, 3,000 months, it has. That's how long this nation's been around, for almost 3,000 months. It's the same thing I tell people who say, oh, we're in a deficit as a country. Worry about your deficit. What's your debt look like? Do you have consumer debt or business debt? Business debt is good debt because it pays for itself because you have debt buying assets that create cash flow that show up in your pocket. But if you have consumer debt, that don't pay your jack. And that just brings you down. Are you focused on that or are you focused on the nation? Well, I'm focused on both. You can't focus on both. You ain't got control of the nation. You don't. Focus on what you control the most, which is you, and focus on what your priorities are. And I'm the person that helps you keep on track with that, right in that clarity group, while decoding the drama, while understanding the data, and understanding how you need to be a better you. Some of you are paying attention to the wrong shit. It's like that doctor who you go to the doctor, that old joke says, Doc, it hurts when I do like this. Well, don't do like that. You gotta pull back and put it together. You. This is your time to grow the greatest you. Get into my group. And then hopefully, at the very least, I've earned your subscription. Some of you don't value yourselves enough. You say, well, Darren, I got bills. I got things going on. Yeah, I know. But you got that money for that Hulu subscription, for that, Prime, Amazon Prime. And then you wonder why things are still miserable for yourself. It's because you're not investing in yourself. That's the thing. I invest thousands of dollars in myself. Yeah, I know you got thousands of dollars. But even when I had a little bit, I made sure that I put a little bit of money. One of my mentors that became one of my main mentors is Bob Proctor. May he rest in peace. And people say, my mentor. No, I met the guy. I know the guy. I see the guy. I studied under the guy. I want you to understand, this guy, he had something called 6 minutes of success, I think it was. And it was brilliant. And you paid, I don't know how much it was, $50 a month or something like that. And it was great. He gave 6 minutes of advice each day. And the idea is this. What are you doing on a daily basis to invest in smiling and getting better personal development in your mind? Because this whole Trump shit is only temporary. He's not going to take over the country forever. He's not going to overthrow the government. It's not going to happen. The structure of our government makes it really difficult to do that. I tell you what he is going to do. He's going to push the narrative until they push him out and push out the administration. It's happening. Just be patient.